Hey fans, welcome to another Blades Q&A. Mike Folta here with Florida goaltender Jake Hildebrand. Jake, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, you've been a busy man here. Even in the off days, you're constantly zooming back home, back up to Michigan, and you're talking with some youth hockey players up there. Is that right?
Yeah. I run my own goalie school back up in Michigan, so felt bad having to leave in the middle of the youth season, come down here, and I offered some different things, whether it's video or coming up with drills or doing Zoom calls, things like that. And some of the kids have really taken to it, so it's nice I can keep in touch with them while being so far away.
How did you kind of get into that? Was that just something that you thought up one day?
Well, actually, my buddy who I'm going to be doing it with is Joel Rumpel. He plays in the American League right now. He came up with this My Virtual Player. It's an app, and he just launched it, so we're gonna try and get something going with that. But it was basically just, we move around so much and travel so much that you meet a lot of kids and you deal with a lot of kids. So it's a way to keep in touch and kind of help them as you leave, or if they leave, you can kind of stay with them.
That's great. So I'm guessing, getting to talk with these kids all the time, then you really start to develop some relationships with these athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. And ever since I went back, I went to school at Michigan State, but since I moved back to Michigan a couple of years ago to play in Kalamazoo, it kind of started taking off. And I had like 6 goalies my first year, and now I think I'm up to 35 to 40 goalies that I work with. So just to watch them grow and kind of grow their game and, develop as a human being as well, and see them grow up. It's been pretty fun and kind of help them along the way.
Oh, that's outstanding. I mean, you have been off to a great start in your own right here down with Florida. Are you having fun out there on the ice?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, after taking 10 months off and, really the uncertainty of everything this summer and even going into this season, it was kind of like, wow, like, you miss hockey so much, and you come down here and it's such a beautiful area, and the team's unbelievable. So it's been great.
You kind of mentioned it. You had planned to play with Kalamazoo. They opted out. You landed here. Was that a difficult switch kind of mentally for you to come down here?
After everything you kind of go through in your career as a hockey player, things happen, things change at the, like the Nuber. Things change at like kind of the drop of a hat. So just being able to, come down here and have a smooth transition.
Gotcha. Is it fair to say that this is maybe the best that you've played as a pro player in net? Because statistically it is.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think, I had a pretty good summer. I got to skate with quite a few guys back home in Michigan that, helped my game. And then having Josh Robinson, Robo down here to work with every day, like, I don't think there's a better setup in the league. So it kind of, helps you be successful.
Take us back to this offseason, if you will. You kind of mentioned getting some work in this past summer, but did anything change for you in the offseason, your preparation, what you were looking to do?
Not really. I think it was just like I was skating with a few of the Red Wing guys. They had their goalie coaches out there. Beamer, Philip Sarah was out there, and then Sal, the head guy. So being able to get on the ice with them was pretty awesome. And then just day by day.
Oh my God, there's an alligator!
We have a swampy sighting maybe by Kyle Neuber there in the background. You two played together at Allen, is that right?
Yeah, we did. He was actually my roommate for a little bit in Allen as well, so I knew him before.
Gotcha. Now, you were with them. They won the Kelly Cup that year back in 2016. What was it like to be a part of a championship run like that?
Well, it was pretty crazy. My team, my senior year, we struggled at Michigan State, and to be able to jump right into Allen and win some hockey games right away, and then be a part of that. Even I wasn't really the go-to guy, but I got to play, a few games during playoffs and kind of see how Riley Gill, I think he's won 3 or 4 Kelly Cup championships, so he's an established winner, and see how he goes about his business day by day really helped me in my career and kind of, I don't know, learn from a guy like that.
So when you're in a locker room like that, a locker room that goes on to win a cup, do you kind of see what it takes to get to that level? And is that something you can bring to a new locker room?
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of see how they they do things there. And I mean, that team was pretty successful with Costello and all the guys that played there for a few years before moving on. But I mean, it's hard to duplicate that. I know it's tough to build a team like that, but I mean, if I've ever seen it, it's what we have in our locker room this year.
Now, bringing it back to the Everblades, you and Devin Cooley, kind of a two-man system here. Is that something that you like, kind of alternating starts? Because you mentioned Michigan State. You were the man with the Spartans. You played every game your last 2 years, and then you've had at least 39 starts the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I think as you get older, you realize you don't need to play every night. When you're a young guy, you want to be in the net every night. And, just the grind of a 72-game season with the travel and, play a lot of hockey games. So just being able to realize that, maybe it's better for you and the team if you play every other night because you're always fresh. And it also gives you more time to work with a goalie coach, Robo, because if you're not playing that night, you get a morning skate and then you get pretty much a 30-minute goalie session by yourself with him. So it allows you to work on things of your game, keep everything at the top of the level, and keeps you fresh mentally and physically.
Now, there was an article on Flow Hockey TV that kind of came out, and you working with Robo a little bit this year on your stance. Can you kind of talk to us about that and what that means?
Yeah, it's something that I think all goalies have actually worked on recently, just trying to narrow their stance and their feet. And it just allows you to beat more passes on your feet and stay upright and kind of track down on pucks. I know I'm getting into a little goalie nerd talk that you probably don't understand, but it just – having the narrow feet is really important, and I think it's something goalies around have been focusing on quite a bit. So it's something that we work on almost every day here.
Now take us inside the locker room a little bit here. We've heard from some of the other guys that the two goalies are by far the most superstitious on the team. What does your pregame ritual look like?
I really don't do too much, to be honest.
Okay.
When I get to the rink, I have a shot of espresso before I go to the rink, and when I get to the rink, I take a shower, tape my stick, play sewer ball, and that's pretty much it. I don't have too many quirky things. I think over the years I used to have more, and now it's kind of just like I need my 2 or 3 things to get kind of dialed in and focused, and then after that I'm usually good to go.
Gotcha.
No. Cool.
Is he the stretcher? Is that what we're hearing?
He is big into yoga. I see him doing the yoga a lot, and I mean, I think that's awesome for your body. It helps so much to stay limber, and especially as a goalie, you need to be flexible.
Now, what about kind of away from the rink? What are you doing in the downtime? Are you one of the golfers? Do you game with the guys? Where are you in all that?
I'm not a huge gamer, but I love golfing and I love fishing. And this area is probably the perfect area to be for both those two things. So we go golf quite a bit here. We actually had a team outing yesterday, so that was pretty fun at Tiburon, and go 2-3 times a week. I haven't fished as much as I would have liked to. I think I've only gone a couple times so far, but yeah, I love doing both those things, and then hang out by the pool.
Yeah, not a bad spot for it if you're into golfing and fishing down here in Southwest Florida. But Jake, thanks for coming on, and good luck the rest of the way here.
Okay, thanks for having me.
That was Everblades goaltender Jake Hildebrand on our Blades Q&A presented by Merrill Lynch.